Hi there! Today we're going to be going through the process of the SpongeBob drawing in my sketchbook. Here we go. We're going to be working on this drawing right here. Woo! So, first thing I did for this drawing was I used just a regular mechanical pencil, nothing fancy, nothing special about it, to sketch out the composition that I wanted. Then when I was done with that, I grabbed a bunch of different micron pens in different sizes, and I did that black outline you see here. And then lastly, and perhaps the most time-consuming part of this, was the coloring. Some colored pencils for that. These are fantastic. If you like colored pencils, I highly recommend these. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the video.
So not too long ago, I was filling in for a pre-K teacher's assistant who was out sick that day. Now the teacher, the other assistant, and I picked up the kiddos from the carpool line early in the morning and sat down in the cafeteria to wait for the others to arrive. While we were waiting, the teacher handed me a giant box of toys so that the kids would have something to do in the meantime. The little boy I was sitting next to reached out to grab a squirrel toy piloting an airplane. I handed it to him and he began playing, but quickly I asked if he knew what the character's name was. He shook his head and said no. "Oh, that's Sandy Cheeks," I told him, and pretended to make airplane noises. Woo, woo. "She's in her airplane. I wonder if she's going to fly to SpongeBob's house." And the kid was all smiles and squealed, "SpongeBob! I know SpongeBob!" "Yeah, SpongeBob," I smiled back at him. Teacher just rolled her eyes. "SpongeBob, I can't stand that show," she huffed. "I don't understand parents who let their kids watch that stuff." "Yeah, we were never a SpongeBob house," the other assistant chimed in. "Not a show I'd let my kids watch in a million years." I was a little bit heartbroken, to be honest. I can't think of another cartoon that is as near and dear to me as Spongebob SquarePants. And I'm sure a lot of you who grew up in the 2000s can relate as well. I'm pretty sure that from the moment I was old enough to be watching TV, I was watching SpongeBob. I have great memories of going to my grandma's house and watching Patchy the Pirate with my cousins, who were about the same age as my brother and I. We were about 5 and 6. And when we were that age, I remember getting all excited when my mom would exclaim, "SpongeBob is coming to visit us at the mall next weekend." And my brother and I would be so excited to meet our favorite cartoon character at the shopping mall. We'd take pictures with SpongeBob, give him a high five, and get a great big hug from that happy little sponge. Our Easter baskets and Christmas stockings always contained those tasty gummy Krabby Patties, and I remember being so excited when we got those. We had special SpongeBob ornaments that decorated the tree during Christmas time. Dad even painted the kids' bathroom a cool ocean blue and adorned it with SpongeBob decorations. We had oodles and oodles of SpongeBob-themed computer games too, such as Employee of the Month and Lights, Camera, Pants. We spent so many hours on those games, my brother and I. Oh my goodness, they were so fun. My dad would always reference the show too growing up, and we'd reference it right back along with him. You know what? Even to this day, we still make SpongeBob references. I even make them to my friends sometimes, although half the time they have no idea what I'm talking about. If that happens to be the case, they usually just take a guess and say, "Is that from SpongeBob?" And you know what? 9 times out of 10, yes, it is. A lot of my friends came from a household where either SpongeBob was banned or they didn't have cable, so I usually feel pretty alone in my experience. This show has given my life so much joy throughout the years, and I guess hearing those ladies say that they would never let their kids watch SpongeBob made me sad because I couldn't imagine my life without it. Do any of you guys share the same fondness for the show that I do? The biggest thing that I'm reading on forums is that a lot of parents don't care for SpongeBob's distinct laugh or his nasally voice. Maybe they just find him annoying and that's why they don't let their kids watch it, because they just don't like listening to him. I mean, I guess I understand, but I mean, personally, I don't find his voice all that annoying. I think he's funny. Do a lot of people really dislike the sound of his voice that much, to the point where they won't watch it? Now, it looks like another reason people don't like the show is because of all the potty humor and language, although I don't remember it being really all that bad. I know there's an episode where Flats, the bully at boating school, threatens that he's gonna kick SpongeBob's butt, and that's where one mother on an online forum I was reading wrote that she decided to draw the line and ban the show from her household when she saw that episode. It's funny though, because let me tell you, kids these days are using words that are way worse than butt. Kids that I've taught in 1st and 2nd grade have cell phones. Yeah, they have cell phones. I am in disbelief. I didn't get my first cell phone until I was 16, so seeing that these little 7 and 8-year-olds have a phone and just unlimited access to it, I'm shocked. Why? They don't need that. But you know what? With unlimited access to apps like TikTok and YouTube, they're being exposed to things that are, quite frankly, pretty disturbing. I don't even want to get into it. I mean, I don't use TikTok that much, but when I was on TikTok, some of the things that came up, I'm like, I really don't think kids should be on this app. This is crazy. So some parents draw the line at the show using words like but they have no problem with their kids being chronically online and shouting things out on the daily, like sticking out your gut for the Rizzler or skibbity toilet. Do you know how many times I'm subbing for a 1st or a 2nd grade class and I hear that? One of those two phrases used. It's insane. I'll just be like, okay, it's time for math, boys and girls. Put your books away. We're gonna learn about fractions. And then a kid's like, skibbity toilet, skibbity toilet. So I don't understand what makes SpongeBob so bad if what kids are being exposed to today is already like that. But anyways, rant aside, I know that I'm a bit biased with my love for SpongeBob, and maybe nostalgia plays a part in forming my opinion, but really, is the language in SpongeBob really that bad? Is it really worse than what kids are consuming on social media like TikTok right now? Because I don't see it. Now, every parent has the right to choose what their child watches or not, but in my opinion, SpongeBob is just a fantastic show that doesn't deserve the hate that it gets. It's timeless, it's downright hilarious, and it has jokes that both parents and kids can enjoy. The show will always hold a special place in my heart, and I'm sure that if I ever have kids one day, I'll be sharing it with them as well. So I want to know, what are your thoughts on SpongeBob? Did you grow up with the show like I did, or was it banned in your household? Do you think SpongeBob deserves the hate that it gets? I'm really curious to know what you guys have to say. Also, is SpongeBob popular outside of the United States? All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!